13 years, never won the Super Bowl. It's tough. Hell, never been to the playoffs. A lot of losing organizations, losing seasons.
Does any of that keep you up at night? House of Athlete, the mecca of the sports world. Anyone who is anyone in the world of professional sports has trained at this very facility. But it's your podcast, I Am Athlete, that gave you notoriety, especially in the media space. And your former co-hosts, Channing Crowder and Fred Taylor, they spoke about the breakup. And they said Brandon made the initial investment. He took it upon himself to gain the majority of the control and the ideas. You've been relatively quiet on the matter, so what is your response to that initial quote and the breakup of the three of you?
I mean, just business, a lot of times when we start these things, we have these ideas, you just go and everything's not necessarily buttoned up from the beginning. But yeah, Fred's right, invested $11 million into the company, and it's not just I Am Athlete, there's 67 employees and a couple consultants here and there. I think they're doing well, we're doing well, and now it's about moving forward and keeping things, steady.
Because you've been silent on the matter, this is actually the first time you've spoken about it in some regard. There have been narratives about your character. People have called you greedy and selfish and possessive. What do you want to say to those people?
Yeah, I mean, listen, playing in the NFL for 13 years, we're media trained, super savvy, and been through a lot. You understand how to handle certain situations. It's one of those things where I feel what's best is for me to continue to do my work and continue to, do the things that we're doing with other athletes and helping athletes and letting that do the talk, right? Like, Channing Crowder was awesome, Fred Taylor was awesome, and I wish them well. Recovery is critical for athletes.
Of course.
So let's start here. Hot tub, cold tub, steam, sauna, deprivation.
And why red and blue? Is there something like psychological that it does to the body? Or is it just
Cold, hot.
Oh, it's that simple.
You ever been in a float pod?
I have not, but can't start today.
Can't start today, no. It's a float pod. Mental health is important. When I played for the Saints, every morning for like 15, 20 minutes, I would go in and float. Then after practice, to decompress, I would float for about 45 minutes to an hour. A lot of benefits of floating, and so physically and then mentally, just to be able to escape and get away.
Over a decade ago, you shared your borderline personality disorder diagnosis. What led you into making that decision? Because that's a personal thing, and also in a space where it's kind of taboo to talk about.
Right.
That many years ago. What led you into making that choice?
Yeah, I was in such a awe when I stepped foot on McLean Hospital and went through those 3 months in that outpatient program, and that transformation happened. I was suffering in silence, was dealing with a lot, and I just thought it was normal, right? As an athlete, as a football player, we're actually celebrated and put on a pedestal when we're actually able to play through and to mask the pain. Some of the greatest stories of our heroes are, this guy, the flu game,
The flu game,
right?
Yeah.
Or this guy played on one leg, Kobe Bryant, hit a free throw after, he tears his Achilles. So for me, that was the first time that I realized that I wasn't okay. And two, I realized that, there's probably 100 million Americans that are living with something. And, I wanted to use being in front of 70,000 cheering fans live and a couple million tuned in, to be able to speak on something that was near and dear to my heart. But also, I knew it was going to help so many people, and the story has, and we'll continue to push forward there.
What differences have you seen in the conversation on mental health and the stigma that comes with it from when you first came forward to now?
Yeah. Initially, August 4th, 2011, I said, I'm going to walk the halls of Congress. We need to take this from a taboo topic to an everyday conversation. I never thought that we would see the Naomi Osakas and the Simone Biles and the Kevin Loves, the DeMar Rosens, the Demi Lovatos, the Robs standing up saying, me too, this is what I've dealt with. So, it's pretty powerful and impactful to see so many other athletes standing up saying, this is what I've dealt with, this is what I live with. Now we need to push the conversation forward just a little bit more. Now that the conversation is here, it's at the forefront of our country, I think it's important for us as athletes and just everyone, right? Like, it's starting with the athlete from a conversation standpoint to respond and not react. Now we're seeing guys like Calvin Ridley, he missed the year to deal with whatever he was dealing with. Naomi and Simone, how do we change things or tweak things to the point where we're able to live with and we can continue to compete, right? We can continue to go to work. Now every case is different. Mental health presents itself in so many different ways, probably over 10,000 different ways. And some people need help. Some people need medicine. Some people they still should be in position to be effective and functioning, at a high level.
We talk about mental health, we talk about positive affirmations, and tell me a little bit about this.
So our yoga instructors put this wall together, people coming in and just, our gratitude wall, words of affirmation, I am what? So you can come in and you can write down what you believe you are. What do you want to be? I am what? Let's see if we have a marker. I don't know if we have our marker here. So you can sign the wall if you want.
I don't know if I'm tall enough to get to the spot that I need. I am capable.
There you go. Ash. Dope.
So as we walk, I'm gonna get your takes on some of the trending topics going into next season, right?
Yep.
Which New York football team wins the Super Bowl first?
That's easy. Jets.
Are you biased?
No, I'm not biased. I played for both.
That is true.
I played for both.
That is true. You did play for both. Why the Jets?
I'm biased.
All right. Is Dak Prescott, my Dak Prescott, the quarterback that will bring the Lombardi back to Dallas?
Woof. Yes, if Dak can't get it done, nobody can get it done.
Brandon said it, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You heard that, Dallas
Come on,
fans?
Dak.
It's happening for us very soon. Is it sooner rather than later, or how's that? What's the time frame you give us? Like a year, 2 years?
3 years.
Okay,
3 years.
I can take 3 more years. I've dealt with worse.
Right.
I can power through 3 years.
Shotgun, Fitzpatrick fires, end zone, jumble, and caught, touchdown, Brandon Marshall.
I'm gonna dive into your football career a little bit. Canton is the ultimate goal, I feel like, of all NFL players. You become eligible next year. Do you believe?
Is it next year?
It's next year.
Dang, okay.
And do you believe you belong in that hall?
I definitely. I don't think every guy, their dream is to make it to the Hall of Fame.
Really?
No.
You think it's to win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, because I struggle with that. I thought that, and it didn't hit me until a couple years in the NFL. I thought everybody wanted to be legendary. Everybody wanted to be great, but that's not the case. Some guys are comfortable just being there. This is enough for me. And it was tough for me the first couple years playing with people like that, because I thought everybody was like that. And so for me, I definitely wanted to be great in every aspect. And, if they said Hall of Fame was the ultimate, then, I was aiming for that. Now, do I lose sleep over it? No. You understand?
Interesting.
Because I believe in, as long as I gave it my all, every single day I woke up, I gave it my all. How I ate, how I slept, how I trained, how I recovered. You know, I wasn't always perfect, but I know I gave it my all. So I can, you know, go to sleep at night knowing that
So if you
I
don't
left
get
it all
that,
out there.
if you don't get that gold jacket, it's
Yeah.
you feel like that's fine.
Yeah.
I made an impact.
Yeah, you know, 13 years, never won the Super Bowl. You know, it's tough. You know, hell, never been to the playoffs. A lot of losing organizations, losing seasons.
Does any of that keep you up at night? Do you lose sleep
that
about
does.
any of that?
That does. As far as, you know, I think what players just want an opportunity to compete. You know, so that's the thing is like, you know, there's been some tough years where come November, December, you're out of the playoffs. And it's like, shit, what am I playing for?
Yeah.
You know? So I think, you know, that's the tough part is, you know, not being able to compete at a high level and putting your talents against the best on the biggest stage.
So the way I love to end all of my interviews is I ask every single guest, when it's all said and done, and you look back on your life and your career, what do you want your legacy to be?
That I help bridge the gap in the mental health community.
Well, you're doing a fantastic job, so.
Thank you.